Hello, this is Palico Page and welcome back to another episode of the Glorious Expedition. We are with Isabella Bird. She's a bit of a trekker. She goes out there, she scours the world. She's been all over it, or she did go all over it, should I say. No, let's not talk about her in the past tense, like she's been dead for almost 100 years or just over 100 years. She's living here and now with me. She is emanating through me. I am feeling it. We are doing this. Necronomicon, boom, coming our way. And with that in mind, I think we'll go to the Forgotten Drylands. Well, I did ponder the Golden Jungle. Sounds very tempting. The Golden Jungle. Probably full of riches. But my issue with this is if you look down below, it doesn't really give you many things to look at as far as what's in that map. Whereas with the Drylands, shrines are plenty. There's even a missionary, or mission, should I say, with a missionary in it probably. But yeah, gold. I like jungles. I like gold, but no, the Forgotten Drylands I think is the way to go. With that in mind, boom. Eagerly anticipating the upcoming adventure, I stored my equipment on the ship. There were still some preparations necessary, so I sat on the pier and waited. A scientist approached me this morning with a request. He told me about a mysterious box that was buried somewhere in the area we were headed to. He promised to reward us handsomely if we brought it back to him. Well, I haven't had a lot of luck with this mystery box. I am going to accept it, however, because I'm curious. I've opened it once, didn't end very well for me opening that box. I may open it again because law of averages states that it's not always going to be oblivion in a box. You know, it's got to be something juicy at some point. We'll test this theory. He nodded gratefully and wished us luck. Before his departure, he warned us not to open the box. My past expeditions had been quite successful, and I felt I was close to seeing my face on that statue. Word about this had spread in the city, and many people came to see our ship boarding. Who did I want to recruit? Right, so we can have Jean-Michel Popuchet, the artiste, or Nazir Rudin Talapora, the translator. How are we doing for action dice? We're not... we're doing alright. We're doing okay. We don't have any green dice though. Not that we get to choose green dice. I think I'm going to go with Nazir. I just don't like artists. I'm just not a fan of artists. Although their works probably do sell well. He is, however, a horrible sexist. And Nazir is perfect in every possible way. We're going to go with Nazir, yes. We could use a translator and welcome Nazir Rudin Talapor to the trek. My heart jumped with joy as I heard that our vessel was ready to leave the harbour. Right, we need to purchase equipment. Right, so we need a shovel, that is for sure. And then we should buy all the chocolate in the world. And then what else do we need? We've got plenty of dynamite. We've got a few torches. Do I want any more torches? Probably not. What about if we bought all the rope? Still got 25. Dynamite is handy if we come across any enemies. We already have a pistol. Torches, again, quite useful. Being the Drylands, actually, there's probably a good chance of there being more caves. So let's buy 2 of those and... let's buy 3 of those and a dynamite. That's good. That's good. I can live with that. I rejoiced as our vessel was prepared to set sail. Well, let's go then. Expedition 2. Boom. What are we generating? Stories. We're always generating stories here. That's how we play the game. Right, so 4 region map. Looks pretty open. There's a fair few hills to climb, so that's all good in the hood. After weeks of travelling, we reached the land of our upcoming adventure. I was curious to find what adventures were waiting for us here. This will end in tears. You can talk English now, Goy. Is that because we have the translator? Well done, Nazir. Well done. Right, so what shall we do? We shall begin the expedition, I guess. Let's crack on straight away. We already have an elephant graveyard, which is cool. I think if we go to the elephant graveyard first, then we can come back to the ship and drop off whatever we find. So let's have a look. This bleak and ancient place was located in the middle of a swamp, scattered with the remains of long-dead elephants. For some reason, the creatures of many generations had come here to die. I should not be here. Oh, jeez. liked you better, Goy, when you didn't speak. I'll never see home again. Well, okay. I was sure we would find something valuable here. We formed small search teams and searched the place. After some time, we found valuable elephant tusks, plural, tusks, that could be sold for a high price. Ah, tusks, plural. Awesome. Take both of those. Right, back to the ship. Drop them off. The captain greeted me, although he's very annoyed with us generally. Let's us access ship storage. Drop them in. Awesome. We returned to our ship. Being here almost felt like being safe. Almost. Up onto the hill. Let's have a lay of this region. Right, so it would appear that only in there. So there are locations in both of those regions. Don't know about the southwest at the moment. It probably makes sense to... Yeah, see the compass is sort of going all between west to southeast, so it could literally be anywhere right now. So we'll just crack on, I think. Next question mark. I came across a fascinating man-made rock sculpture. The skillfully crafted eyes seemed to stare at us. It was a disconcerting sight, and I desired to move on. I noticed a few items by the statue. They must have been put there by the natives of this region. They were sacrificial offerings, as it seemed. Let's examine. Mushroom. The all-seeing blue mushroom and some berries, cherries. Let's take it all. We took what we could use from the sacrificial offerings, and we took the hit on the standing anyway, so that's 0 now. Yes. Not good, not good. Never mind. I'm sure they won't take it to heart. Right, right, so there are no locations to be found in that bottom region. That is good. Good to note, good to note. And, well, we don't have... we don't have any whiskies. There's no point upgrading Sakari or Sakiri at the moment. Let's go with Goy. He can be promoted. And that's more Santi for us. And increase Santi when resting in villages, which we can't do because they're annoyed with us. So we'll leave it as is for the time being. Oh, we're in a mission. We entered the mission and were greeted by an old missionary. He was visibly relieved to see new faces, as he had been alone for what seemed like an eternity. Oh dear. Okay, well, we don't really need anything off him. You know what we haven't been doing? Checking that bloody map. Jeez. Okay, let's leave. We said our goodbyes and he wished us luck. Then it was time to move onwards towards new adventures. Jeez, I'm terrible for this. Right, so it's around a foresty, jungly bit with a hill near it. With that in mind, I don't think it's anywhere near us at the moment, which is good. Good. Yeah, definitely not near us at the moment. It seems to be quite a thick area of jungle which we haven't come across. So let's crack on to... Oh, maybe in a second. Let's eat the berries. Gone. Let's get up onto this hill. Then we'll use the mushroom. That might give us a little bit of sanity, thanks to good old Goy. Right, so that's... Ooh, a little bit of lag there. Right, so let's eat the mushroom now. Didn't push it that much, but we did get a little bit of sanity back, which is awesome. Right, hill. So it's a hill by itself. Ah, in fact, I think ironically that was placed exactly over where it was going to be. So it's that one, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be that one. Boom. And then we shall use the shovel. After many exhausting hours and a broken shovel, our excavation proved to be successful. Ooh, mystery box. A mystery box, it is sealed, and the scientist warned us not to open it. Okay, let's get rid of the map now. Don't need that, it's just taking up space. Right, so... Well, as it stands right now, I'm guessing we're going to be near a magnetic mountain of some sorts, because all of these question marks up here are just not pointing towards the compass. So let's eat some chocolate. Chocolate is always good for the soul. 25, or maybe a little bit more chocolate. Awesome. Let's go straight up and see what's on this mountain, dear. Oh, it's a shrine. Today we approached an ancient temple that was carved into a mountain wall. It was a truly majestic sight, and a large opening led inside. Interesting. Let's enter it. We arrived at the inner sanctuary of the temple. A small altar was located in its centre. We found a wooden chalice containing a clear liquid standing on top of the altar. I had to decide if somebody should drink from it. Right, who is least appropriate for this mission? Who can I live without? Who can I live without? Who can we afford to change into a horrible, horrible abomination? I think it's going to have to be our translator. Capacity's gone up for Goy. Because he's got worse capacity. He's got the worst perk. So yeah, Nazir. Godspeed, Nazir. I asked Nazir Tarapor to drink from the mysterious goblet. He protested initially, but then drank it empty in one go. As he drank from the chalice, his skin began to harden and darken quite a bit. Soon after, it seemed as if his skin was now much harder and more resistant to any kind of harm. Oh, interesting. As we left, a huge stone lowered behind us and closed the portal. There was no way back inside. So... leather skin. A leathery and thick skin increases the natural protection from any kind of harm. Wow, that worked out well for you, Nazir. Congrats. Congrats. Right, 21. We need to eat some more of that. 26, 26, 22, 23, 26. We want to get as close to that other question mark as we can. So with that in mind, let's go on to the swamp. We'll risk it for the 1 sanity. I'm sure nothing will happen. We're just that lucky. Or not. Or not. The ongoing stress on our body made our senses numb and our wayfaring, shall I say, full of negligence. Sakiri Davison stepped into a spear trap. It looked freshly placed. The spears were coated with dark muck. The wound was infected immediately. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, not a lot we can do about that. You'll just have to bear with me. Hopefully there's some sort of medical aid in this abandoned camp. We entered an old campsite, the remains of an expedition that had failed long before us. All the bones we found had been cracked open, and as it seemed, sucked dry. Well, let's search the area. This place certainly held some valuables for us. I told the people to form small teams and investigate the surroundings. To our surprise, one of the rotten crates still held some valuable equipment. Hooray! Oh, so we've got cocoa leaves and machete. Okay. Well, let's eat the cocoa leaves. Stimulating indeed. I'm not tired anymore. Let's keep going. Stimulating indeed. Right, okay. So we survived that just about. Yeah, is it worth going around? 14, 14, 17. No, let's go around the north way. Ah, another shrine. The temple before us deserved both fear and respect. Its stone walls were covered with ornate engravings. A circle of dried up blood had been drawn around the whole structure as a warning for anybody who dared to enter here. The structure was slightly tilted and sunken into the ground. The ground seemed stable enough to enter it though. Oh, let's have a look. We found a sacred altar room. We quietly looked around the majestic hall. I held my breath as we discovered an ancient altar in its centre. Ah, so we have a temple pendulum and we have a golden statue. I wonder what this is worth. I am asking the same questions, Goy. Exactly the same questions. Let's take it all. I would not leave empty-handed. We secured the treasure. We grabbed the treasure and hurried outside as the whole area started to collapse behind us. An ever-expanding chasm was beginning to form and we would need to run as fast as our legs could take us. Now, let's not make the same mistakes here. We need to take this and give it a wide berth. With that in mind, let's go to... let's go to the... Yeah, we always need to be moving away. So with that in mind... Let's try there and see how that gets on. Run! Run, donkey! Ah, we survived. Okay. What's that donkey's name again? Mr. Thurman. Yes, married to Uma. Right, so let's have one more chocolate. And that will get us to hopefully what will be somewhere we can sleep overnight. Lovely. This waterfall was of enormous scale. It was an awe-inspiring sight. The water was fresh and cool. Do you even know how dangerous this is? Oh, dearie. We settled down and allowed everyone to rest. It seemed like everyone had lost hope. Even the warming flames of the campfire had had a hard time to ease our minds. We had to do something, otherwise problems would start showing up amongst the men. Goy was very quiet and focused, with empty eyes on something in the distance. I feared that if we did not make some progress quickly, things might get dire. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I would say, without seeing this little section here, that is this region pretty much covered. Oh. As we prepared for departure, I knew we would miss the gentle noise of the falling water. This was truly a beautiful place. What a night, what a night. Do we rest again? We've only got the one region to go. We've got 5 chocolate. Let's rest once more. We decided it would be a good idea to stay here and told the people to rest. One could cut the tension with a butter knife as we sat and stared into the campfire. All this travelling made us slowly know each other in and out. We talked about our different childhoods, and I gained a new appreciation of my Trek members. Zachary Davidson told me about how he was attacked by a young rabbit when he was a child. Since then he had gained a big distrust against them. Goy retold how he fell into a slaver trap when he was small. And Nazir Rudin Talapur dreamt of becoming a translator when he was small. Wow, you must have been a really interesting kid. I bet you were forefront. I bet you were the popular kid, weren't you? I can tell. You weren't the guy at the back studying with the big thick rimmed glasses on. No. And Sakari, what were you living in, like the most dangerous petting zoo ever? It just seems like everything was out to get you. This is Scotland as well. You know, you're from Scotland. Now I know there's not that many dangerous things other than the Scottish in Scotland. So what that is all about, I have no idea. But even so, we've learned a little bit more about them. Alright, so we will be pretty much up to full sanity. I don't know whether to go sort of westwards just to check over in that little section. As we prepared for departure, I knew we would miss the rumbling of the falling water. The natural beauty of this place was breathtaking. Alright, let's go. Right, let's get up onto this hill, and then we will at least be able to see a little bit further south into the last region. Seems to make sense. What you got for me? Right, so as an educated guess goes, I would say that is probably going to be the pyramid. With that in mind, is it worth just skimming past it? We could skim past it, I suppose. Yeah, we'll skim to there and get up onto the hill here. That'll give us just enough sanity. Go to cancel though. Yeah, pyramid. Boom. Knew it. Knew it. Pro at this game, me. Right, so we've got another shrine. I'm thinking we'll try and get over to this question mark and make our way back. Because whatever's going to go on that shrine is probably not going to be good. So it'd be good to be able to scarper as quickly as possible after we've done so. So. 35. 31 to get there. That's good. We can do that. We're at machetes though, which isn't good. Ugh. We entered a mysterious-looking hut. The place smelled of old wet wood, with all kinds of dried herbs and other peculiar things hanging from the damp walls. A native shaman approached us with an absent stare as he chewed on some leaves. Right, we could do with being healed, that's for sure. Who is it? Oh, it's Saki. Saki's not good. Let's just trade first, see what he's got. Very slowly, the shaman got out a bag of Start that again. Very slowly, the shaman got out a bag made of animal hide and presented his wares. Not man-made hide. That's not good. Well, as it turns out, he has no healing mushrooms anyway, so we'll cancel that. We did not come to an agreement with the shaman. We will try and heal our Scottish soldier, though. The shaman was willing to offer his services, but demanded payment up front. Right. We haven't used any rope. We can get rid of rope. Rope is cheap. Rope is so cheap, he doesn't want a lot of it. Okay, what about that? I want some rope back in that case. Free rope? Full rope? Free rope. Done. Deal. The shaman quickly grabbed the offered goods and then beckoned the injured towards him. Please help him. He's my Scottish soldier. The shaman shook his head when he looked at Sakiri Davidson's wound. We would need to pay extra for ingredients capable of healing such an infection. What? Greedy bastard. Okay, well, you can have the temple pendulum. That's no good for me. Boom. The shaman began a ritual in which he treated the wounds of Sakiri Davidson. After digesting what seemed to be a soup made of all kinds of insects and animal parts, Saki felt a lot better. Awesome. We're leaving this guy. He's just rude and cost me too much money. So let's crack on. Please be something helpful because we have no sanity. No sanity. A village. They don't like us, do they? Oh dear. This evening we reached a village. We encountered a tribe that looked well armed and formidable warriors. The natives were suspicious about our arrival. It seemed wise to offer them some presents. I don't see a point in staying here. Okay. Oh god. Okay. Well, we might need a rope for the shrine. We're not going to need the torches, so have some torches. Done. They accepted our offerings and welcomed us friendly. Okay. The villagers had been awaiting us. They did not seem overly fond of our arrival. They were cautious but politely offered their help. Right, so let's try and rest first. The natives agreed to let us rest in an empty hut. However, they demanded a tribute because of our disrepute. Oh my god, they're just... They're bleeding me dry. They're bleeding me dry. You have 2 dynamite. My god. After we came to an agreement with the villagers, we unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at their campfire. A curious young woman came up to me. She wanted to know whether European women really have many husbands. Women have many husbands, or women have one husband? Well, seeing as we're playing as Isabella Bird, who only has the one husband, I think we should say women have one husband. I told her that our religion frowned on polygamy. She nodded, but I do not know whether this answer satisfied her. I slept in great comfort and safety. The following morning I was woken by a group of native children, seemingly making fun about me for oversleeping. The atmosphere was beginning to get somewhat tense. We could tell that the villagers wanted us to leave. That's fine, let's go. We packed up the trek and headed out, as new adventures awaited us. Saki was seemingly relieved as we left the natives. I forgot, aren't you like a horrible racist? Yes. God. Talk about stereotyping a Scottish person. Here we go, let's move on to the shrine. What should we do with you? We arrived at a majestic structure, seemingly a holy shrine to the inhabitants of the region. Its stone walls were covered with ornate engravings. Waist-high stairs led up to an enormous doorway. I could swear I heard the sound of rushing water underneath the ground. Not good. We arrived at what seemed to be the treasure chamber. It was a truly awe-inspiring sight. Our steps echoed as we approached the sacred altar. Investigate. OMG! That appears to be the goddamn Necronomicon. Oh, awesome, awesome. I am taking you, and I am running. I would not leave empty-handed. We took the artifact from the altar. We grabbed what we could and hurried outside as enormous fountains of water broke through the ground and started to flood the whole area. We had to run for our lives to not drown in the huge lake that began to form. Ta-da! Awesome. Right, so, Necronomicon. An old, heavy, leather-bound book with metal clasps by author Abdul Azared. A sinister feeling seems to radiate from the book. Return this home or deliver it at a mission to gain extra fame or funds after the expedition. We are going home, son. We're going home. Oh, God, we will not make it. We just need to run upwards and hope it's close enough to be able to escape the water. HP Lovecraft unlocked. That's what we needed. Boom. The majestic golden pyramid rose above its environment, overcoming all the obstacles we had yet survived. Yeah, let's do it. I was thinking of opening the mysterious box, thinking that maybe the Necronomicon was inside, but no need to now. No need to. After weeks of travelling, great pride overcame me. I knew that this name, Isabella Bird, would not be forgotten. Triumph! I would agree with that. Triumph indeed. Very, very happy patch. Happy patch. Right, so current fame is 310, golden pyramid is 120, speed bonus second, not too fussed about that. New fame 580. Cool. Heroic. This is wonderful. Right, so what do we have this time? We have Eagle Eye, increased viewing distance. We have Polyglots, allows one to rest in native villages without standing costs and increases gain sanity. And we have Jungle Explorer, reduce movement costs in thick jungle. Right, we are going for Eagle Eye. Always the best perk out of those. Arguably the best perk in the game. Because, especially now they've changed it where you don't get to know how many areas of interest are in each region. It makes sense to be able to see as much of that region as possible whenever you can. So, Eagle Eye. boon. This is wonderful. Alright, so we are definitely into third place now. Beaten by Harriet Tubman. Not good. We do, however, need the... what's the word I'm looking for? Monies and the fame. We need monies, though. We do have, however, 2 elephant tusks, so we can sell those. So let's... now we've got the Necronomicon. Let's gift the gold. Necronomicon. Now... I believe we can use this to get sanity, but you've got just as much chance of it being detrimental to yourself, unless you play as HP Lovecraft. With that in mind, I think we will gift the Necronomicon. It's far too powerful a book to be messing with. Far too powerful a book. This will make a wonderful piece on our expedition. Keep it under lock and key. Do not let anybody touch it. And for God's sake, don't let Ash open it in the middle of a wood, because that just doesn't end well. Hail to the King, Bailey. And with that in mind, let's... we're ahead. Okay, we might as well sell the rest then. We need the monies. So what's that? 160 plus whatever we get off the mysterious box. So there we go. Expedition 2 done. And we have done what we've set out to do over the past, 3 explorers? 4 explorers? We have found the Necronomicon, and we have opened up every last one of the explorers, which have their own unique abilities. I know there are certain personalities and people who have paid extra to fund this game, who have got their own little pin code, which I may look into at some point, but as far as being able to open up all the explorers are concerned, we've done it. We are now aiming to get those golden portraits. That's the word I was looking for. The golden frames around each of the explorers, and maybe even dabble in hard mode. You heard me, Dennis. We're going for hard mode. So here we are. Next time we can look at the Guahaha jungle. We can look at the Golden Desert, or we can go to the Dark Drylands. But from now, I'm going to go and languish in my utter happiness of opening up all the explorers. So with that in mind, thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.